Hey everyone, welcome back to 5 Day Crypto. My name is Chase. Today is Thursday, July 15th of 2021. We're going to look at Chainlink today. That guy, Chainlink. We're going to do that on the US dollar. We're going to look at on the daily, the 3-day, the weekly, and even the monthly. We're going to look at levels on each of those charts and what could be important, what we think could happen in the next few days, to few weeks, to few months. And that's what we're going to do. So be sure to hit the like button if you haven't already. Helps me out a lot. Helps you out. Helps spread the word. Okay? No paid promotions. That's what we do. Right to it. Let's get on it. Currently, we're dropping like rocks across the board today a little bit, right? Not huge drops, but another prolonged period after just a beating across the board is never fun. But if we get another larger drop, maybe another 5-10% or something, I think it's my opinion, just my opinion, that will be our final capitulation wick. If we were to get a capitulation wick across the board at any coin, 5 or 10% drop, a major drop, like remember back in these times when it just kept dropping every 5 seconds you refresh the chart. If that happens again, something like that, that will, in my opinion, be the final time. That it will be the shakeout to end all shakeouts, and then that's the end of it. There's a lot. We're way too low. We're 75 to 80% down on a lot of coins. This could be the final drop, in my opinion, if we get that, and that will likely lead to a much bigger push up over the macro term trend. And if that happens today, tomorrow, next week, whatever, but that will likely be, in my opinion, the last time we ever see those prices, if not forever, at least years before our true bear market, which I think this one is just a mini bear, as I've said time and time again. So let's look at on the daily chart where we are. Where could our final capitulation wick go for Link? Although I do think $15 level is a solid level for a close on the weekly time frame. I still maintain that. I've said that for weeks and months now since our drop. $15 is it. But a final capitulation wick sometimes can kind of pierce the skin pretty quick. So where would that be? Well, we don't know for sure, but if I had to guess, it would be just wherever the charts have the most confluence, most consolidation, and most touch points. That happens to be just shy of 13. Now, if this happens, I'm not saying we're going to hang out down here. If we touch this, I think that's all it'll be, a brief touch point. And I think that'll happen quick, and everybody will call for lower and lower prices, and it'll reverse on a dime, and that'll be your lowest buying opportunity ever, in my opinion. And why do I say that? Well, it's not my opinion. It's just that is where I see the most touch points out of Link over the past several years, going back to 2020, 2019 even. Look at this. Touch point here. Touch points here. Look at all these closing candles on the daily. Look at this area. Resistance here. A lot of resistance here for several weeks. Support here. Support here. Usually you're going to come back and test those levels that you spent the most time at on your final kind of quick wicks. I'm not saying we're going to here for sure. We could already be bottom. We could hit 15 and reverse on a dime. But likely, as I said in my previous video, the markets generally, and as history has shown, likes to do one quick, just poke you with the needle right straight down, make a new like macro low, and you think you're going to go lower and lower. It just happened. I've seen it happen several times. About 2018 and 2019. That's exactly the same feeling I'm getting now. But based on the charts, not so much emotion. This is what this level is. It's not, I'm not picking it out of thin air. $13, maybe briefly. Unless you have an order open, you're not going to get that price. $15, the difference between 13 and 15, macro term, who cares, right? Not a big deal. So if we go that low, cool. If we don't, cool. Let's go to the 3-day and see if we see anything else. I got a couple more tidbits of information. Look at this trend. This is on a 3-day chart now. So this is the yellow. We'll keep it simple. Look at when this crossed, right, back in June. Let's see if this is crossed in previous times for Link. Well, here's one right here, but brief. When it crossed the yellow under the green, we had only 2 days or 2 candles, right? So this is 3-day candles. So it's 6 days before we had bottomed. But back here, let's look at, this is our only data point we have to go off of, only one data point, but this is a bear market. So we're in a bear market now. So maybe we go do something rhyming with this. Look at when we crossed. How long until we bottomed? Well, it was right here. 30 days later. Roughly 30 days later when we bottomed after that cross. Well, let's look where we are now. Any guesses? Well, we're right now at 21 days. 30 days would put us last week of July before we bottom. Maybe our final capitulation wick. This is the kind of stuff you want to look for. Different time charts saying similar things and maybe potentially playing out all together for our final capitulation wick over the next couple weeks. Maybe we briefly come down there at some point in time to that $13 mark. Maybe we hit 15 again briefly, or 14.92. We don't care. Doesn't matter. I'm just saying the end is close, in my opinion. People calling for much lower Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that stuff are likely going to get left behind, in my opinion, just based on me being in the markets for years. I don't think we're going that much longer, that much lower, plain and simple. Let's go to the weekly and see what we're looking at. Well, for Link right now, we're about to revisit the 100-week moving average. This is a strong moving average. This currently is at 1533. That should remain about that level for the next coming weeks. 1533. Again, if we come down, I would expect a wick. That's all. I would expect this to hold. This 100-week moving average has shown support back in mid to late June, right? June 21st. Also, almost support perfectly wick on off of the 100-week on our big drop here, just above it. When else have we hit that 100-week moving average? Well, our final capitulations back in the pandemic drop. Double wicks right off of that perfect support off of our 100-week moving average. Notice, like I said, you have those final capitulation wicks that after prices come back up, we went down here, right? $1.50, came back up to just above $2, and then we proceeded to go up again to get rejected off of our 21-week EMA. Went all the way back down that week to hit it again and double bottom. And that was our final capitulation back then. And we never saw those prices again. So far. Do I think we'll ever see $1.50 again? Probably not. So that's where we are on the weekly chart at our 100-week. If we come down any more, wick right to it, maybe just under it, that's about it. Let's go up to an even bigger chart. We don't look at the monthly very often. But look at where we are. Look at where we are. It's right now at 1575, the 21-month moving average. We're right on it. This is even more. Again, more charts you have that are in agreement or rhyming with your theory, then you could probably be more confident of that theory, right? So major support on a 21-month. Have we ever been below it? I'm glad you asked. You can look at right here. Our final capitulation wick in the March pandemic drop. March of 2020. Look, we went right down to the $1.50 level. How far below that line did we get? I'm glad you asked. Well, $1.50, right? Roughly, trying to get right to it. It's harder. There we go. About 13%. 13% below it briefly. Didn't last long. Where would that take us if we broke below it again? Well, it's at 1574, so let's try to get as close as we can. There we go. 13% below it would take us right at 1350-ish. A rhyme. Remember the $13 level we talked about on the daily chart to open the video? That is rhyming with this. Final capitulation wick before reversing to the upside for months and years, right? That's hopefully what we want again. A perfect hold test of this which this candle will close in 16 days at the end of July. We're halfway through the month. So if we get a capitulation wick like this again, and you see us moving back up again, that, in my opinion, is all she wrote. You missed the boat if you haven't bought now. I don't know what you're waiting on. Link will leave your ass behind. I think this 3 solid months of basically down, right? Remember, Link is down 70%. 70% off for Link. You're not going to get that for quite some time till the next bear market, in my opinion. Could be years. These prices, not likely. I think the next bear market will probably revisit maybe around these levels. This will be the bottom next time. $40. True bottom, final capitulation wick to 40 in a couple years from now. We'll see if that holds up. Well, that is Link in a nutshell on all these charts. So hopefully, if you need to go back and rewatch these, I'm not going to change my mind. Those are my levels. 13 final capitulation wick, 15 monthly hold, weekly close, all that stuff. I'm taking it to the bank. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Let's do the Gaussian channel. I've had some requests for that. Gaussian channel update on Link. You want to use this on the 5-day. It's just the more solid, the less fake outs, period. So 5-day only. Don't use this on any other time frame. But the bottom of this channel right now for Link is, again, right around the $13 mark. $13.69 right now, but this will probably taper off a little bit as we continue. Maybe it gets up to 14. Again, it's not like a solid floor for Link to just hit this, but these will be rough support levels as you first interact with them. As you can see here, we closed right on it. Then we closed our next one just below it, held resistance for 2 candles, 3 candles, and now rejection down. The odds are on the Gaussian channel, if you break one support line, you're going to the next one pretty rapidly, which we've done, right? We held it as support perfectly. We broke through it, went right to our next one, held support for 1 candle, 5 days, then broke through it, closed under, holding resistance for 5, 10, 15 days perfectly. Now we're going back down. When we come here to here, as I've said in all my videos on the Gaussian channel, when you're at the bottom on any coin on a Gaussian channel 5-day, those are likely the buying opportunities of a lifetime. You're not likely to see those prices ever again. If you do, it's not going to be long. Maybe we hold around these prices for a few more weeks, a few more months, whatever it is. We don't try to predict the future. Nobody can do that. There's no tool that's perfect, but the Gaussian channel is damn close. Let's go back and look at Link's history on this. Look at our final March capitulation for the pandemic here. We went down almost to the bottom. Now, like I said, we don't have to touch that bottom. We most likely will get close to it, which we're already kind of close, right? But look at the distance here. The bottom was at $1.42. It went to $1.50, $1.51, I believe, right? So the low on that candle is $1.51. That was our low. Just above the channel. Not much. A few percent. Like 7% or something. Let's go look at what that would look like for Link again. So our bottom is here. We don't know if it's going to do it today or tomorrow, but that's roughly $14.75 right now if it did it this week. If it waits a little bit longer, this channel should start tapering off. So roughly still around these levels, guys, between now and $13 for a final capitulation before, not saying we're going to do a face melt like this, although that would be nice, but maybe just a grind up like this, going back up for the next several months until Bitcoin decides to wake back up again and kick off our next leg up going into 2022, which I do still think is happening. I think we're in a double peak cycle where we've already had our cool off, and I think we're going to be going back up again across the board in the not so distant future. So look at Link. I want to show you one more thing on the Gaussian channel here. That was the pandemic drop, right? Almost to the bottom. Buying opportunity of a lifetime again. Look back here. We've never really been under the channel. Look at this. This is phenomenal. Months right here. Months of support on that bottom trend line. Going back to the bear market here. If we do something like this, this is fine because look what? As soon as you hit the bottom of the channel, that's it. That's the bottom. You've already You never saw a 17-cent link again. Although it took a while to get some momentum, build it back up, right? Got back up to 50 cents, got rejected from the top, came back down, but we were still a little bit higher than that price. So if we get close to that bottom, guys, that, in my opinion, that's it. And with all of our other charts, the daily, the 3-day, the weekly, all those kind of in agreement, that's what you want to use to be much more confident in your trade, to be buying. This is the time that's not risky, right? This is how the masses get it backwards, and this is how the masses lose money. They buy when everyone else is buying and everyone's excited, right? They don't buy and they think the prices are always going lower when we're low. But it's the opposite on risk. Measuring your risk. You have very minimal risk down here. Your risk here versus buying here is astronomically opposite. And it's astronomically opposite in the human brain. It's not any one person's fault. It's just lack of education, lack of discipline, and being just a new trader, really. So this is where you are buying to make the most money. If you bought Link at $1.50, why would you give two shits if it's at $15 right now? You don't, right? If you bought Link at $5, $10, it doesn't matter. This is what will happen for people buying now in the next bear market. You won't care if Link's at $40 when everyone's freaking out, because everyone will feeling exactly the same as they do now when Link is bottoming out at $40, $50, $60, whatever it is, in years from now. It'll be the exact same. And you'll be hopefully the smarter money when that comes around. It's going to come. This has been going on for a long time. Okay, Bitcoin's been doing this for Bitcoin, Ethereum. They all do the same thing. We go through cycles. We blame it on whatever, whoever, whatever. It's just the ebbs and flows of crypto. We're near the bottom now. So if you're looking to buy in now, which probably not a lot of you, right? Probably most of you are just holding your ship in your sailboat as you're going down like Johnny Depp in the Pirates of the Caribbean. You're at the top of your sail now. You're up to your neck. We're close. You're not going to drown unless you jump off the ship, right? Don't jump off the ship. Johnny Depp didn't. Look where he's at. The bottom. If you were looking to buy now, my point on all this is, if you want to set a buy order, you can buy now, or you can risk it and buy lower, but the longer you wait, the riskier it gets to miss the train, so to speak. Hopefully you get that. But to minimize your risk, you place a buy order now and set your stop loss like just under those levels I'm talking about. Set your stop loss at 1250 or something. So if it does go below that, the market structure on the charts is broken, and then you know that all rules are out the window. But look at your minimal losses. You'd be looking at what, 10-12% losses versus 80% losses, right? Riding this whole wave down. So your potential for the upside is astronomical. Your potential for the downside is very minimal. Hopefully that helps you guys. I did this whole video to do quote of the day and card of the day. I know a lot of you love Link, so I figured I'd do it to help the peeps. We got the sign. That's a real neon sign. A lot of people think that's fake. It's real. It's real neon. How does that look fake? So let's go to let's do the car of the day first. Might as well. Car of the day, the all-American coolest car, in my opinion, that America's ever come out with. The Ford GT supercar. These are still if you're lucky to find one in real life, they're a cool million. Look at that flow through right there. That's on the real car too. This thing has magnetic suspension. If you're not familiar with in real life, you hit a button and it raises up. It's pretty cool. I should have pulled up a video, but they got the sweet McLaren type doors, the butterfly doors there. But I'm gonna do a YouTube short on this later with some music because I like doing it. You can't stop me. But that's the pretty cool pearl orange there. Looks pretty nice under the lights. Maybe I'll pick that up on the video. But that is the car of the day, the Ford GT. Sick. Quote of the day. I have no money, no resources, no hopes. I'm the happiest man alive. I'll let you translate what you think that means, because I think that can mean a couple different things. But to sum this up, maybe just to go off on a tangent with this, money isn't everything. Hopefully you know that. Most of you should be familiar with that. Money's just a tool. Money doesn't mean anything. Money is just a tool to allow you to do whatever you want, whenever you want, and with whomever you want. That's all it is. So why do you want money? We're all in crypto to make money. I ask you, what are you in it for? If you're in it just to buy things, that's going to be short-lived, because no matter how much you make, you're always going to want the next level, the next thing. And there's a lot of rich people that are not happy. Happiness is the key to life. So if you're buying it to be happy, then that's fine. If you're buying it for you, then that's fine. If you're buying it for someone else or to have the best of because that guy has it, that's not how you become happy. So happiness is key to life. Laugh every day. Hopefully you got someone you can love every day. And that's the key. Money is just a tool towards happiness. So Henry Miller, that was said by Henry Miller. Who the hell is that guy? Something in the back of my head clicked when I heard that name, but I didn't quite know, so I had to look it up. And then it came back to me. And it's not for the reason you would think or hope. Henry Miller. So he was an American writer and artist. He wrote The Tropic of Cancer, which, if nothing's going off in your... I know it's a serious book, but what's going off? Anybody? We'll get to the great writer. He wrote this Tropic of Cancer, which got outlawed and, banned. So until the 1960s, but so important writer, important book. Check the book out if you haven't. It's pretty cool. But anybody remember what this is from? It clicked immediately when I saw the Tropic. I didn't know the Tropic of Capricorn quite. The Tropic of Cancer, I remembered. It was the novel that George from Seinfeld. Do you guys ever watch Seinfeld? It was the book that was overdue by like 30 years or something. So I had to go look it up to make sure. And that was it. It was the book he dropped in the locker room and kicked under the lockers when he got the atomic wedgie. And it was like, what was it, hundreds of dollars in overdue charges from the library. Tropic of Cancer is hilarious, but although it's not a hilarious book, but that's the dude. That's him. If you want to see his signature, here we go. Not sure what the signatures are for, but I'll go with it. That's him, Henry Miller. That's Link. That's Link. I got no more words. I forgot my water again. I always just come up here and just bang out some videos. I forget the car of the day. I forget the quotes of the day sometimes. I even forget my water. That's it for you guys. Let me know what you think. If you learned anything. If you've seen Seinfeld. If you don't know what Seinfeld is, I'm sorry. There's got to be you and the other guy on Earth. In America, it was big. I don't know. There's a lot of Europeans that watch me. Did it make it over there? I don't know. I should know. Did you guys ever watch Seinfeld? What's your favorite show? I'll say something stupid. I'll defriend you. I'm not your friend anyway. All right, have a good rest of your Thursday. I'll see you back tomorrow. We'll probably do like a market update, something like that for your Friday. Yeah, let me know if any questions you have. Look for my car of the day, that YouTube short video. Those have been pretty good. I've only done 2 of them. They've gotten more views than my crypto videos. So we'll see how this one goes. I'll try to pick a cool song for you. I know you maybe didn't like those songs. Maybe you did like those songs from the other one. I'm just rambling now. A lot of babble. Let me know what you think. Henry Miller. There he is with the round glasses. He's got the Harry Potter glasses. Maybe Harry Potter got it from him. Did you ever think about that? No?